Hi everybody. I noticed that Rigs of Rods updated their website, rigsofrods.org, and that made me want to try out some of the new terrains that I hadn't used before. I doubt they're newly created, but they're new to me anyway, so this is one of the first ones that I wanted to try out. If you haven't used Rigs of Rods before, it's free. You can download it for free online, and the content is free. You can download the trains you see on the screen right now. You can download trucks, terrains, anything you want. It's all user created and user donated. So thanks to the users that create Rigs of Rods content. I use Rigs of Rods probably a few weeks a year, interspersed around, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times. So I go through phases where I use Rigs of Rods a lot for a couple of weeks and I don't use it for a few months. And it's been a while since I used it, so I figured why not try it out. This is Roarbot. He is, as everyone probably knows who plays the game, your in-game avatar, at least your human avatar, but we don't see him very much because we're often driving vehicles. So what's a good vehicle to explore this new terrain? That BMW I first selected is a little hard to drive, at least with my steering wheel. Let's take a Subaru wagon, see how far we get. I've got a kind of cheapo Genius wheel, but it does the job. And this car drives, ooh, it's a little twitchy, but it drives pretty well. I could probably turn down the sensitivity of the steering somehow, but I'll leave it the way it is. Ooh, nice turbo. This car is a little hard to drive. I think I'm gonna switch as soon as I get off this bridge. It's a little, oh, oh dear. Well, just in time for me to get out of the vehicle is when I roll it. All right, well, I've ruined one car in the first minute of this broadcast, and now Roarbot's stuck. Let's go back up to the road. All right. Cars are great, but you know what? I much prefer the trucks in this game. Um, the trucks are, to me, what this game is all about, heavy equipment. So I really like I think this is it, Scania. Yeah, this bright green Scania. Someone, I think, maybe used this or used another MAN truck and kind of reskinned it and put on some different details. But whoever did the original job to build the truck chassis and all the hard work, and whoever revised it with this skin and all these extra Scania details, they both did a really good job. I love this truck. You can see my damaged Subaru there in the background. Sorry. Maybe I should get a tow truck and try to yank it out. Um, but this Scania is one of my favorites. I went with the bumper pull. You can get this in a semi truck form with the fifth wheel, but I went for a bumper pull just because I hardly ever use it. It'd be a nice change. This truck sounds great. The lights are good. You can see me play with the lights here. Well, it's kind of hard to see in this light. The light setup is pretty sweet on this. Got the signal lights and hazards. So I'm pretty happy with this truck. I use it. This or the fifth wheel, I use it pretty frequently. So I'll set, well, let me straighten out a little bit. I'll set the brake. Oh, and it sounds good too. I'll set the brake and take a look at the inside for a sec. You can see it's pretty nicely modeled, Scania V8. I mean, the mirrors work pretty well. You can usually see your trailer okay. Some of the trucks have a little iffy trailer mirror appearances, but this one works okay. But enough of that. Let's get a trailer on this bad boy. I use the Felling trailer for more heavy duty loads, bumper pull loads, that is. This trailer is pretty reliable, and in terms of crashing, it doesn't crash very often. And it's a heavy duty trailer. It can carry really heavy loads. So we'll hook up to it, hopefully. And then we want to lift up the arms there. I'm going to set the brake, and let's put something on the back of this truck. let's see. I'm trying to remember the controls for this. There we go. You can see sometimes the controls for the trailer are the same as the controls for the truck. Unfortunately, this is the case here. So, oh, spark show. So it's a little hard sometimes to control the trailer while not controlling the truck. And let's see, I used the first gen Ram, which is an excellent vehicle for a lot of my placeholder duties. This Ram is pretty impressive. It does everything really well. It's a super capable vehicle. I think Box 5 created this one. He's one of the more prolific users of Rigs of Rods. And oh, I forgot to tie down in this version. I have to go to the trailer and hit the letter O. There we go. Now it'll tie the truck down. Look at that. Ah, I love that. There we go. Put the trailer ramp up. Back in the truck. Put these back away. We don't need those. And pretty quickly here, since I know what vehicles are reliable and easy to use, it was pretty easy for me to figure out a combination of vehicles and load it up on the trailer. So not always the case in Rigs of Rods. Like I said, these are all user created vehicles and terrains and things like that. So it's kind of a crapshoot whether you get some high quality stuff, like in the case of Box 5's creations, or you get something that's a little harder to use or less reliable or crash prone. But look at this. If you click T, you can see some stats about the vehicle, what's going on. I just wanted to check the weight. You can see 45.35 tons. That's the weight of the truck, the trailer, and the Cummins Ram pickup truck. I like that you can show the weight of everything. I used rig's a little unstable, but I use the weight to really challenge a lot of the trucks going up major hills. I will load it up with the heaviest trailers I can find, put heavy loads on them. That's one of my favorite things to do in Rigs of Rods. The reason it's way more fun in Rigs of Rods to challenge the physics of the vehicles is Rigs of Rods is built on a beam and node structure, what they call the soft body physics. Other games, the vehicle is just a solid block and doesn't flex at all. But with Rigs of Rods, you can grab the vehicle and pull it and twist it and yank it and pull it and push it even. You can see the tire deflecting. See the front tire there? It's amazing. It's amazing the work that went into this to create not only the truck, but the game itself. So I love challenging the vehicles with different weights, different situations, different terrains, different hills, things like that. I can even lift it up off the ground and watch it bounce. And you see the back end's a little saggy there. So if I hit Control T, I can probably get the command to raise the rear suspension. Let's see, rear ride height, Alt F2. Alt F1, there we go. Probably too much, that's about right. So this game is not like other games. It's a lot like BeamNG, which I believe is the successor to this game. But I like Rigs of Rods. It's free. It runs great on my system, my computer system, which is not an amazing system. You can see the frame rate in the bottom left corner there, right around 32. And I've got kind of a middle of the road, slightly lower middle of the road level of graphics turned on for this. But what I do like is that it runs pretty well, and it's all free. It's all user generated. So thanks to all the authors of the game, thanks to the creators of the content. Now, another thing I like about Rigs of Rods is the damage. There's not a lot to impact out here, but these vehicles that I'm using right now are okay in terms of damage and how they react to crashing and the physics, but some vehicles are impressive. with the way they deform and crumple, just like a real vehicle would. To show that here, I'll show you. I'll park this here. It's going to hurt me to crash my nice truck and rig here because it's all set up and ready to use, but I'll park this here. And then what I'll do is I'll generate another car, one that's known for crashing pretty well. Let's do the Ford is a good one. 49 Ford. 49? Yeah. This this vehicle here is mighty impressive in how it deforms. Everything about this vehicle actually is really well done. Whoever did this spent some time on it. I'll do a little moonshiner turn here. Didn't work out too well. But before I crash it, I mean, just appreciate this vehicle. I mean, whoa, sorry vehicle. I grabbed it a little too hard. But the way this vehicle was built, you can just tell the quality. And look, you can go inside. Look at the interior. It's like a real interior. Somebody spent a lot of time on this. Anyway, I hope they spent a lot of time on it knowing people like me were going to crash it from time to time. All right, let's see. Oh, see, I damaged the doors. See, the doors aren't lining up now. Now watch this. I'm doing an offset hit, hopefully. Oh dear. Well, now it's stuck in the truck. That wasn't really my intent. I doubt I can back it up. Oh, okay, I pulled it out with the mouse. Look at the damage. Oh, and then a rollover. What a tragedy. This poor car. Oh dear, now it's in the water. Well, let's see if I can grab it. Now I'm grabbing doors. I'm trying to drag it back onto the beach so you can check out the damage. I mean, look at this. I mean, come on, that is impressive, the way it deforms. And I bet I could probably damage the back a little bit. Yes. Oh, look at that. I ripped the trunk off, the trunk lid. So we'll leave that there. I just want to show you some of the crash physics in this game. I think this game is underappreciated. A lot of people love it, but it's not very well known considering how fun it is, I think. So back on the road. One more thing I wanted to do is try loading this onto a boat. So I love using the ships. This is a good terrain for ships, I think. And if I can get the ferry loaded into this bay here, I can probably load this vehicle onto it. Although I don't know if it's going to be strong enough. We'll see. Let me get Roarbot into the water, and it's a little shallow. Here, let's do this. This is a pretty good spot, I think. I'll spawn the ferry. There's a few ferries. One of them is this open deck ferry. There's a huge cruise ship size ferry, but that thing drafts so much water, I can never find a place to spawn it while still allowing it to load up a vehicle on land. So instead, we'll use this ferry. I like this ferry too because it's really flexible and squishy, and that makes it fun when you load something that maybe is a little too heavy for it, or not really ask it to do something it's not really designed to do. That's always fun. All right, I got my ramp down. We'll try this. Handbrake. I think I'll lock the diffs ahead of time. We'll probably need to do that. Oh, look what happened. The truck has dropped into the trailer. Sometimes when you leave a vehicle, it does that. I don't think it's going to be able to lift it up. Let me try pulling it up. Nope. All right. A little bit of help from my friends. Oh, he's doing a sweet wheelie. Look at that. Now I'm going to have to give it another little help here with the mouse. All right. We did it, kind of. All right. Park that up. Again, switch to the vehicle that needs to tie down, hit the letter O. All the tie downs went to the tractor truck, not the pickup, but that's okay. And then we'll switch back to the ferry and see if this will even move off the land that it's stuck on. Oh, we already were in the ferry. Here we go. Fold up my ramp. Look at that, and we're on our way. Probably gonna run aground here any minute, but this ferry is pretty good. Uh-oh, I've run aground already. Oh dear. Well, I won't be going very far in this shallow bay, but at least you can see one of my favorite vehicles, and you can see the curvature of the ferry deck from us being on land here. It just shows how flexible and squishy this ferry is, which is fun. You can load really heavy vehicles onto it and watch the ferry deck distort and deflect. But I think for now, let's just get off the ferry. I'll walk back to land, or walk back to the road anyway. And you know what? Why walk if I can instead take a vehicle? I'll get another one of my favorite vehicles. You'll like this. This goes pretty much anywhere. This monster truck. There's a few monster trucks as part of this package, but I always remember the term Escalade, so I always open up the Escalade monster truck first. Look at this. These tires are so huge. They're like floating. Oh, there's our Ford. Wow. These tires are floating in the water, and we come across our Ford. Wow. I mean, I didn't even plan this, but why not drive over it a little bit? Sure. And this terrain is beautiful. I could see this terrain as being one of my favorite terrains, even though this is the first time I've ever used it. Let's drive across this terrain a little bit with this Escalade monster truck. And it even has spinners. Look at that. You stop and the wheels keep spinning. Impressive. Uh-oh. You know what? To get an even better picture of this terrain, let's get a view from the air. I just need a bit of a landing strip. You know what? I could probably take off on this road over here. Oh, speed camera sign. This must be England or Great Britain anyway. I think I can maybe, I think this is enough landing runway. It's going to be tough, but we'll try. Let's see. Twin Otter is a good plane for this. Let the engine spool up with the brake on. Once the engines are up to power, release the brake, flaps down, and barely cleared the sign. Look at that. Throttle back, flaps back. Oh, oh. Cut back oh, there's our ferry. Our grounded ferry is still listing in the bay. Our truck has sunk through the deck into the seabed. I wonder if I can spot the car from here, the Ford. It was around here somewhere, wasn't it? There it is on the left wingtip. That's funny. You know, I mentioned earlier my computer isn't the most advanced graphics machine in the world, so I have the graphics turned down somewhat, including the draw distance. So next time I fly and make one of these videos, I'll have to increase the draw distance so you can see farther. It's not really satisfying only being able to see maybe a couple of kilometers into the distance, if that. That's a nice bridge. I want to drive over that bridge one day. Yeah, I'm definitely coming back to this terrain. It's called Northern Island, I think, Northern Isles. Another bridge, that's nice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use this terrain. I'm excited to use this. There's a little boat. That looks like the lifeboat. You can drive that vehicle as well. I'm gonna enjoy bringing a truck, building a load, bringing it to here, and making imaginary deliveries across the Northern Isles terrain. So thanks to whoever made this terrain. All right, well, with that, I think I'll end this video. There'll be more, I'm sure. If I have some free time, I'll just turn on my streaming software and see where Rigs of Rods takes me. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.